Okay, let's get into this thing. There are 2 tiles on each side with an image of the sun and the moon. Maneuver the tiles so that the sun and the moon swap sides. Touch this, slide it. Okay. Okay, let's see how I'm going to do this. I need to get them to swap sides. That's the whole thing. So if I go like this, I can put this over there. That over there. That there. That there. Okay, move this one out. Go like that. Put that there. No. Drag this over there. This over here. Dang it. Drag this back. How are we gonna do this? Just maneuver them like that. Bring this out. We gotta maneuver stuff around, I think. I go like that. And drag this here, right? No. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay, let's pull this one out. Put this one in here. Drag this one out. Drag that over there. Like that. Drag this one here, this one here, this one here. And no. This one goes up here. Pull this one out. Put this one down and around so we can go like that. Like that. Boom. And now we just gotta get this one in. So if I go like this, boom, and boom. Done.
Let's see if I've proven myself.
Pro.
Come what may, puzzles are there to be solved.
Professor, there's a stairway. Who would have thought there could be anything like this hidden here? The ancient flame has been locked in an infinite vault of books. I wonder just what we'll find down there. An entrance to a basement below the Great Archive. Am I right in thinking that you knew nothing of this stairway's existence? That's right. And if I, as the curator, knew nothing of it, then surely no one else could. It's hard to believe that a secret such as this could have been hidden in here all this time. Who could have possibly left such a message? It might be wise not to let anyone see what has been revealed here. I agree. I'll be back as soon as I have asked the other visitors to leave the building. Well then, are you both ready? You betcha. Let's go, Professor. You too, Bezella. Okay then. Luke. Into the tunnel we go. This place appears to be some sort of historic site. It's amazing to think a place like this could exist under the library. I wonder when it dates from. That mural. It can't be. The great legendary fire, right? That they were talking about, maybe? This wall painting is a bit scary, isn't it? A monster attacking a burning town? There's also a woman hurling fire. I suppose she must be a witch. That woman is the Great Witch, Miss Mystere. This certainly doesn't bode well. A painting of the Great Witch here? Do you know anything about the witch in this painting? You don't know of the Great Witch? But how can that be possible for a man of your learning? Well, that's... Never mind. I'm sure you must have your reasons. I don't wish to pry. I appreciate that. Would you mind perhaps telling us a bit about this witch? The woman in this painting is the Great Witch, Bezella. And this painting depicts the infamous legendary fire that she caused. The legendary fire. She is the witch in charge of all witches, whose very existence poses the greatest threat known to Labyrinthia. The Great Witch, Bezella, cannot be considered the same as the other witches. She is the root of all Labyrinthia's woes. The Great Witch, Bezella. What do you mean by the root of all Labyrinthia's woes? The reason for all of Labyrinthia's suffering at the hands of witches lies in the very existence of the Great Witch, Bezella. Would you mind elaborating? The Great Witch, Bezella, is the source of all the other witches. As long as she exists, there will be no end to the other witches. While the Great Witch, Bezella, is with us, the townspeople will forever live in fear under the shadow of witches. So you mean that if there were no Great Witch, there would be peace? No Great Witch? That's easy enough to say. But while all of the knights have been searching for Bezella, nobody has ever been able to find her. There are very few clues, and no one else has ever seen her in person. Nevertheless, the Great Witch Bezella is undoubtedly present in Labyrinthia. How can you be so certain? Because her deep claw marks can still be seen throughout the town. Claw marks? You must all have seen them too. The traces of that fire when you entered this library? Ah, yes. There was a part of this building that had suffered noticeable damage. Bezella is a fearful witch who has all other witches doing her bidding. Long ago, this town was reduced to ashes as a result of her fiery magic. Reduced to ashes? That must have been, let me see, 100 or so years ago? It was on the evening of the Fire Festival, held every year in honor of the Great Witch Bezella. The Great Witch's fury was unleashed without warning, as the entire town burned. That's terrible. That was the legendary fire. Every person in this town knows about it. The legendary fire. The rebuilding of the town was a long and arduous process. And all the while, Bezella must have been watching and laughing from the shadows. That's awful! Even now, the legend of long ago continues to cause real suffering amongst the townsfolk. To think that a painting of that fearful witch could be right here in the basement of my beloved library. What is it doing here of all places? There's nothing for it. I'll just have to have this room sealed shut. Please, let's keep the existence of this room strictly between ourselves. For the good of the people. As for me, I shall do my best to forget all about this hidden room. I'm afraid I'd rather not remain in here a minute longer. It's time I started closing up the library for the day. I can't help but feel we've done something wrong. Look, do you recall the words towards the end of that message? Do you mean until then I will wait? That's right. When we opened this door, or rather when we were guided towards opening this door, I could sense someone else's will at work. It's almost as if our following Carmine and coming to this library had all been planned out in advance. Surely you don't mean that we were beckoned here by the Great Witch Bezella? Bezella.
Huh? Is something the matter? Are you feeling all right, Bezella?
Yes, I'm fine, really. A speller?
Yes? What is it?
It's just that, well, you've been so quiet.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just that this room, it's a little chilly, don't you think?
The atmosphere is a bit sinister, not to mention that scary picture. Maybe it's about time we made a move from here?
Yes, indeed.
Those words at the end of the message. I will wait. What if we weren't meant to be the ones being called here?
Damn. I can get Layton's thoughts on this type of stuff. Okay, so that changes a couple things. Getting Layton's thoughts on what's going on. Okay. Phew, it's much more relaxing here, isn't it? It felt so intense and claustrophobic down there. Yes, it certainly did. Today has been full of surprises. Not only did I meet with you two again, but we also found that mural in the library. It seems that this town really does hold a mysterious secret, doesn't it? What shall we do now?
I'd certainly like to learn more about this magic. We've been in here for quite some time. It must be getting late. It's probably best if we wind up our investigating for today and take a rest. You must both be feeling tired.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I'd be happy to do a little more investigating with you two. But I have an errand to run before it gets too late. I'm still up for investigating further. Whatever the puzzle, I'm ready to solve it. Ah, you hungry. Stop lying. Luke, I could hear your tummy rumbling from here just now. Well, I can't pretend I'm not just a little hungry. If you haven't arranged accommodations yet, why don't you both stay at the bakery? There's a room free, so I'm sure it'd be alright. And Missy Claire would love to have you. What do you say?
Well, if you put it like that, we'd be delighted to stay. Thank you, Bezella.
And there's all that delicious bread, too. I'm looking forward to it already. Professor Layton, do you have to be going?
Yes, sorry for all the trouble we put you to.
Not at all. Although I still can't get used to there being a secret room under the library. It's been a while since I last met someone capable of solving my puzzles. And as I promised, you have my permission to borrow the Grand Grimoire. If you have any need of it in the future, please do drop by and let me know.
Thank you very much, Miss Mister. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, there's just one more thing. I have all of Labyrinthia's puzzles stored here in this library. As you continue with your investigations here in Labyrinthia, there will likely be puzzles that you cannot solve or which you do not find. Such puzzles will come to me. Anytime you wish to solve such puzzles, just visit me and I will show them to you.
Puzzles that we cannot solve or do not find, you say? Very well. Then I look forward to seeing you again.
I'll be waiting. Please take care on your way home. And if I remember rightly, the storyteller's latest story did mention the evening.
You take care too, until we meet again, Miss Mister.
Wow, it's already this dark out here. I didn't realize we were in there so long.
It looks as if it must have been raining up until a moment ago. The ground is still wet.
Yes, and that reminds me of what Miss Claire was saying before we left. She said you might want to hurry. Looks like it might rain at any time. Let's get a move on. You too, Bezella. Hey, where is she?
That's strange. She's not here.
I wonder where she could have gone.
Perhaps she's still in the Great Archive? Oh God, Dewey.
Slowly does it, step by step. Oh, are you two still here? Can you let me through? I have to lock up.
Hello, Dewey. Have you seen Bezella?
If we're looking for Bezella, she left while you were still talking to Miss Mystere.
I wonder why.
She said something about having to buy some milk even though it was still raining.
Ah, yes, I do remember Miss Claire asking her to get milk for the bakery.
It was raining, you said?
Yeah, it started raining about the time you all went down into that library basement. When Espella left just now, it did look as if the rain was about to stop. Ah, yeah, she left a message for you. She said to go back without her.
But she didn't have to go alone, especially in the dark.
I'm sure she'll be fine. If it's only milk she needs, then she can get it at the market. It's not far, so she should be back soon. If anything, I'd be more worried about you two being the ones in danger. You know, in the story, it said there were 2 companions. If your work here is finished, then I suggest you both go home. I don't want to get caught up in anything.
Luke, why don't we head back to the bakery and wait for Espella there?
I suppose so. I guess she'll be alright, right? Let's actually save it, because it's been a while since we've done so. Professor, I smell freshly baked bread. I wonder if that could be Miss Claire's work. Let's go inside.
Yes, we could. Although we could also take a walk around the town at night. If there's nothing else you'd particularly like to see, perhaps we should head back in.
What's he doing? Evening, gents. Isn't Espella with you?
Do you know Espella?
Do I know her? There isn't a person in this town who doesn't know Bezella. I didn't realize she was so famous. I've known some ignorant people, but you two really do take the biscuit.
If you knew her better, then I doubt you'd be spending so much time with her.
What's that supposed to mean? Espella's a lovely person. I don't know why you can say that.
Personally, I don't enjoy talking about her in that way either. But, you know, I'm a kid that sounds like a man, so hey.
Welcome back. I've prepared the evening meal already. Wow, it looks great. Hang on, where's Espella?
I'm afraid we were separated when she went to get that milk. Has she not come back yet?
Oh dear, maybe I was asking too much of her.
My apologies. I should have stopped her, had I had the chance.
It's nothing you need to worry about, Mr. Layton. That girl knows her way around. I'm sure she'll be back soon. Let's go ahead and eat while waiting for her. I love it when we all get to eat together. Meals are much more enjoyable that way. I've never had bread and jam that tasted this good before.
I hope Espella gets back soon.
Oh yeah, you guys went out to the Great Archive with her, didn't you?
Did you find what you were looking for? Well, it's a bit of a mystery, really. What do you mean? In truth, we went there to investigate the mystery that is Labyrinthia. However, what we found instead was quite the puzzle. Oh, right. A puzzle, huh?
You know, I get the impression puzzles are pretty popular in this town. Do you not know what a puzzle is, Nick? Not that I know exactly.
Well, we spend all our time baking. It's not really the kind of thing we're supposed to know about, I guess. Indeed, it appears the two of you are a little unsure about the concept of puzzles.
Say, Mr. Layton, do you think you could give us a little Puzzle 101 crash course? I'm kind of curious.
It would be my pleasure, Miss Fay. But rather than explaining it in words, I believe actually trying your hand at a puzzle would be far more rewarding. Here, I'll give you both a simple example to think about. Now then, here we have 2 long loaves of bread placed side by side. You'll notice that they form the number 11. Do you see what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get it. So that's what a puzzle is.
Not quite, Miss Fay. The puzzle is what follows next. What I'd like you to try is, I'd like you to see if you can change this into a number lower than 11. A lower number.
So how about if I take one of the loaves?
However, the one condition is that you must add another loaf of exactly the same type.
You need to add another loaf?
Even though we
add a loaf, the number has to be lower. I think I'm beginning to see what you mean by puzzle.
Wait, I think I've got it. I may just be a baker, but I bet I have the right answer. If I place the extra loaf sideways, like this, then 1 minus 1 equals 0. Oh, give me a break, Nick. That's totally the letter H. We're trying to solve a puzzle here, not win a spelling bee. Oh, come on. I can't be the only one that sees 1 minus, right? 1 minus 1, right? Turning it into a matter of arithmetic is certainly an interesting approach. You think so? Most certainly. That's precisely the kind of flexible thinking needed for solving puzzles. Now, let's think again. Take a seat and leave this to a pro, Nick. How about this? You just take this new loaf and ta-da! Now that's 1 minus 1. Hey, eating is cheating. Really? Because it feels more like winning to me. You're full of surprises, Miss Fay. I didn't expect that kind of innovation. I solved the puzzle and enjoyed the bread. Win-win, baby. But didn't Mr. Layton tell us at the start that we need to add another loaf of the exact same type? Huh? Seriously? That's right, unfortunately. I'm afraid I can't accept this as a solution to the puzzle. Well, alright, but is there really another better solution? Well, what do you think? Can either of you think of a different solution? I'm drawing a blank. I guess this kind of thing just isn't for me. You both came up with such creative answers. I'm sure you'll be solving puzzles in no time. But now it's time for the solution. The important thing in this puzzle's solution is the angle of the loaf that is added. If the new loaf is placed upright, like this. Oh, I get it. It's the number 1.1, right? Hey, that's right. That's a lot lower than 11. Exactly. When solving puzzles, there's never just one correct method. It's essential to think flexibly and try many means to solve it. Sometimes critical thinking is the key to success. Right, I see what you mean. These puzzles are really something else. Well, if I see another puzzle like this, I'd still rather eat my way to the solution. You know, I don't think I'm cut out for brain-busting bread puzzles like this. I'll stick with good old regular bread, thanks. That's because we're ace bakers. I guess we're better suited to using our hands than our heads. Not true. Is that so? In truth, I can't help but feel you're both a little out of place as bakers, if you'll pardon my saying so. Naturally, I won't force puzzles upon you, but if either of you should be interested, I would heartily recommend giving puzzle solving a try. Professor, right now, there's something else we all need to try. Missy Claire's freshly baked bread is getting cold, and I'm sure it tastes better hot. Oh dear, so it is. You know how I can get when it comes to puzzles. Well, young man, I must say it's a pleasure to have someone show such appreciation for my baking. When it comes to your bread, Missy Claire, there's no limit to how much I could eat. Luke! You shouldn't have said that. My, aren't you a darling? Well then, in that case, I suppose I'll just have to bring out my special reserve. Hold on a moment, I'll just go and fetch it. Right, I think it's time I started preparing tomorrow's bread. Oh, yes, me too. I'm sure it must be that time already. Uh-oh. I'm scared. Professor, what was that all about? I'm not entirely sure, but I do seem struck by a sudden sense of impending doom. Oh god. Oh my gosh. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Look at that. There you go, have at it, but be warned, I won't take kindly to any leftovers. Oh my gosh. Whoa, this loaf. Wait, where did those two go? Miss Maya, Miss Wright? Luke, it would appear that we have been left to tackle this particular task alone.
Wow.
Phew, I'm stuffed. I believe this must be the most bread I've ever eaten in my life.
Wait a sec. I just realized we finished eating, but Bezella still isn't back yet.
She went to the market.
Oh my, customers at this late hour? I'm sorry, but we're closed.
That's him. That man over there. So, he's the one, is he?
Just a minute. What do you think you're doing barging in here like this?
Stand aside, madam. This is a matter of urgency.
What? What are you going to do?
You there, Porcupine Head. You're coming with us.
Huh? But Porcupine Head?
You don't mean me, do you? Who else in this room fits that description? Certainly, you would appear to be alone on that particular front.
I wish I had a top hat too, right about now.
Enough of your idle chit-chat. Time to get going.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it should be quite obvious. You're coming to the court, of course.
The court? What? Mr. Wright, what did you do? Yeah, Nick, what did you do? I didn't do anything. The only thing you could accuse me of is making bread that's too good to eat.
This man is not the one who's on trial. In that case, why is Mr. Wright being made to go to the court? That's simple, because the girl has requested him, of course.
Girl? What girl?
Naturally, the girl facing trial for this evening's crime. That heinous witch, Miss Espella Cantabella, no less.
Oh, wow. To be continued. So she knows he's a lawyer. She requested him to protect her, because she knows he protected her, and, you know, in the court. Okay. Puzzles sent to Riddell. Alright, these are the ones that I miss, that I can do. Short round side. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it there. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. On the next part, we head to court as Phoenix the Baker. Bye.